Oh, hey there! I'm finally creating somewhat of a finished game. It's a tower defense game that will eventually be published on itch.io. But why a tower defense game? Well, I came across with the idea when I was watching the Three Little Pigs and Big Bad Wolf and thought, what if it was a tower defense game? And what y'all are viewing here right now is just a basic template of a tower defense game, just the first prototype to showcase what I'm trying to make eventually. So yeah, very simple, wolves attacking cannons and cannons defending the tower. Alright though, this is gonna need a makeover though. So I downloaded Godot's Terrain 3D tool. Took me a little while to wrap my head around and made this. I thought it was a nice village-y feeling that's kind of peaceful, bit isolated, that would be perfect for an invasion. So I jumped into Blender modeling my own forest acid pack to decorate the environment, and for each acid I tried to style them to have a bit of a fantastical look to it, and installed another library that scattered objects, and with the pine trees that I modeled, boom, made a forest of pine trees. Cause this is based off the Three Little Pigs, I designed a piglet, and this is what I drew a design of my piglet. It is pretty simple, and then modeled it in Blender, so comment below on your opinion of my design, and hit that like button if y'all think this is pretty good. Oh, and here are a few piglets in Godot scene, and yes, I programmed them to move that way, in a bouncy, cartoonish, skippy way. So, a tower defense game needs a system where the user needs to place buildings, so I programmed a very simple object placement program that just places cubes on a terrain, but the piglets came up with a great defensive weapon, a large building scaled slingshot that shoots projectiles, and here it is programmed in Godot, animated with inverse kinematics. And last thing a tower defense game that it also needs is an attacker, and wolves of course are a no-brainer. And now before I show you what I made in Blender, please don't judge me. I just want to remind y'all this won't be the final model, so here's a little reveal. Of course this is supposed to be a wolf I made, and yes, the jaw looks kind of fucked up and eyes look just all wrong, but if y'all can ignore that, I think it looks fine. So if y'all have something to say in the comments below, I would like to hear it. And here's the wolf, programmed to move similar to the piglet, but moves more slowly in action as what a bad guy would move like. And this is a little demonstration of a minor change of the object placement program that places slingshots instead of cubes. And with the wolves added, I programmed the slingshots to aim at the wolves and throw projectiles. And as y'all are witnessing here, the slingshot is a very effective weapon the piglets came up with. And to show how serious I am here, I program a health bar UI to the wolves, and if you notice these arrows by the slingshots, I downloaded a library called Devlog Draw 3D. I noticed inconsistencies in the animation. With it, it helped me tweak with the animation and slingshot's aim. In addition, I adjusted the slingshot animation more as it was still not up to my standards, and programmed it to shoot out of range and only animates when shooting, which would make sense. And I set this rest position here, which I just thought it was a nice little touch. And if you're wondering what's the purpose of the piglets here are for, well, they are army units that serve to defend the village, but they need to be armed with weapons. So in Blender, I modeled this neat sword that piglets use to chase after wolves, and modeled this spear too, which some are equipped with spears and do the same thing, chasing after wolves, attacking them, but at all range. Alright, the slingshot is a great weapon the piglets have, but they cooked up with another greater defensive building.
Someone cooked here.
The guard tower. The guard tower is housed with 4 spear piglets that attack from a far and safe distance. Again, the piglet came up with another but more effective weapon here. And now since we have a second building, I created some UI to select over the slingshot or guard tower. And this began to look like a real game, and usually this is where I stop, but no, not this time. With all this chaos going on, I added sound effects to the slingshot and made tweaks to the animation. What did I tweak? I don't know. I don't remember. I know I did tweak something. I did wrote a note here in my GitHub comment, so you know that is something I did. But anyways, I've added more sound effects like spear throwing, construction of a building sound effect, and changed the slingshot sound effect as the stretching part was sounding kind of annoying and it was also too long. At this point, I just decided to remove everything in the scene and added this text here, gold, as there will be currency to the game, and there was this win title here that I made. Now, I thought of how there would be circumstances where you would want to control army behavior. You would want to strategically spare your piglets and rely on the defensive buildings at certain points. And that's when I programmed a guard attack button for. There was also this wave button that starts the battle, so if you notice you don't build during battles, as you know, that would make sense, of course. But anyways, here are these two other buttons, and those are the piglets that are equipped with a sword or a spear. That's right, now we can place these guys. But most importantly, a final better improvement to the object placer, I define invalid spots by the proximity of other objects. But most objects don't have circular bases and have different sizes. So I created trigger objects for each placeable object, so invalid placements would simply be ones that are collided with other trigger objects. And to add soul to a game, music can accomplish that. So I purchased a music playlist from Leonardo Calvo here. This first instrumental choice I played was perfect for the main menu, and I loved the calm nature to it because it made it kind of ironic. And this other instrumental that I added I thought also fit perfectly in a battle event, and both of these instrumentals were so perfect as I was aiming for like a medieval slash fantasy theme here. And I do want to say to Leonardo, these instrumentals are great, and I would check out Leonardo Calvo here as he has more other work and I think he deserves more attention. And for a few final touches I made here is just a temporary title. This at least shouldn't be the official, but it's temporary for now. And more sound effects, added one more instrumental from Leonardo Calvo's playlist, and better transition of the building defense mode to the battle mode. Now, I did say it was going to be an itch.io. It will be, but not now because it's just halfway of the game done. But stay tuned for upcoming updates. I have planned for better and updated models, some VFX, more sound effects, more piglet types, and instead of gold currency, I was actually thinking of more of a resource-based economy. And so that means we'll have worker or lumber piglets, for example, that'll collect the resources, which with those resources we can build buildings. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if y'all want to see this game published, and comment on other ideas if y'all would like to see. But most importantly, thanks for watching and have a good day.